In the previous lecture, we discussed about the Kirchhoff's first law, second law, and their sign conventions. Now, by using these sign conventions in any closed electric circuit, we can easily form electric equation by using these sign conventions. For what purpose we can use these electric equation? By using the electric equation, we can determine the value of current flowing through the circuit, then the value of resistance which is used in the circuit, then the value of potential difference between any 2 points across the circuit. Now, first we will see how we can make electric equation by using the Kirchhoff's voltage law or Kirchhoff's second law by using the sign convention. Now, for that, here we have drawn one circuit. First we will name that circuit A, B, C, D, E and F. Now, this one is the closed electric circuit. In this closed electric circuit, two cells of EMF E1 and EMF E2, they are connected with their internal resistance R1 and here R2. Now, resistance R1, R2 and R3, they are connected in this circuit as per the circuit diagram. Now, for closed loop A, B, C, F, A, B, C, F, A. Now we have to use Kirchhoff's second law and their sign conventions. Now for this closed loop A, B, C, F, A. Now for branch A, B. Now circuit is transferred from A to B and current is flowing in the same direction. Now according to Kirchhoff's second law, we can write the product of current and resistance is negative for this path. That means I1 into I2. Because current is moving in the same direction in which loop is being traced. Now, for this path C to F, current is flowing in the same direction in which loop is being traced. Therefore, again we can write this product is negative. That means current I2 and here for this path resistance R2. Now for this path F to A, internal resistance R1 and current flowing through this path is nothing but I1, because at this junction point this I1 get distributed. Current flowing toward the FC or CF is nothing but I2 and current flowing toward the resistance R3 is nothing but I3. But at this point again current comes, that means I1 current flows through this path and therefore for this path what we can write? Minus I1 into I1. And here EMF of this cell is positive. Why? Because this cell sends the current in which loop is being traced. Therefore we can write plus E1 is equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Now check it once again. For path A to B, current is flowing in the same direction in which loop is being traced. क्या ज्या दिशेने करंट वाहत आहे त्याच दिशेने लूपचं वाचन होत आहे. Therefore product I1 into R1 should be negative as per the second sign convention of Kirchhoff's second law. Now here no resistor, therefore need not to think about this path. Now for path C to F, again direction of current and direction of reading of loop is same. Therefore product is again negative, that means minus I2 into R2. Now for this path F to A, resistance R1 and current I1 again flows along this path or through this path. Therefore again current is, product of current and resistance is negative, that means minus I1 into small r. And EMF of this cell is positive because that cell sends a current in the same direction in which loop is being traced. Therefore plus E1 is equal to 0. Now for second loop, we can take another loop F, C, D, E, F. F for closed loop. F, C, D, E, F. Now for this path F to C, current is moving from C to F and we are reading the circuit from F to C. that means both are in opposite direction. That's why we can say that product of current and resistance is positive. That means I2 into R2. We are moving from F to C. Current is moving from C to F. Therefore, product is positive. Now, for this path, no resistance. Then move ahead. Then from point D to E, current I3 is flowing through this resistance R3 in the same direction in which loop is being traced. Therefore, product is negative. That means current I3 into resistance R3. Now, for this path E to F, internal resistance R2, current I3, but direction of current and the direction of reading of circuit both are in the same direction. Therefore, product negative. That means I3 into R2, and here EMF of this cell is negative because we are moving from point E to F and this cell sends the current from F to E. Therefore, EMF of this cell is negative. That means minus E2 is equal to 0. Check it once again. For this path F to C, we are moving from F to C, current is moving from C to F. Therefore, product of current and resistance is positive. Now, for this path, current I3 is moving from point D to E, and we are also moving from D to E. Therefore, product is negative. For this path, we are moving from point E to F, and current is also moving from point E to F. Therefore, again product is negative, and here this cell sends the current from F to E, and we are moving from E to F. Therefore, EMF of this cell is negative. That means minus E2 is equal to 0. Then take one more big loop. That means for closed loop A, B, C, D, E, F, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, A. Now, again, now for this path A to B, product, is it positive or negative? It should be negative because current is moving from A to B and circuit is also traced from A to B. Therefore, if both are in the same direction, then product should be negative. That means minus I1 into R. Now, for this path B to C and C to D, there is no resistance. Therefore, we not to take product. Then from point D to E, again same direction for current and loop tracing. Therefore, again product negative. That means minus I3 into R3. For this path, current I3 and resistance R2, again that is negative. That means I3 small r. Now, EMF of this cell, that should be negative because loop is tracing from E to F. This cell sends current from F to E, and therefore here EMF is, this cell is negative. Now, for this path F to A, internal resistance R1, current I1, loop tracing direction from F to A, current is moving from F to A, both are in the same direction. Therefore, product of current and resistance should be negative. That means minus R1, and here EMF of this cell is positive because that cell sends a current in the same direction in which loop is being traced. Therefore, plus E1 is equal to 0. In this way, we can make electric equations for determining the current, for determining the resistance, and for determining the potential difference in closed electric circuit on the basis of Kirchhoff's second law. Thank you. Now, for next point is Wheatstone's network. Now, in Wheatstone's network, 4 resistors, they are connected to each other in such a way that they forms a closed loop like quadrilateral A, B, C, D. Now here there are 4 registers of resistances. Here R1, here R2, and this one R4. Here I1, here I1, I2, this one. Now see, this one is nothing but the Westone's network. In this network, 4 registers R1, R2, R3 and R4. They are connected to each other in such a way that they forms a quadrilateral like shape A, B, C, D. Now, between the 2 diagonal opposite corners of this quadrilateral ABCD, a cell of EMF E and key K, they are connected between these 2 points A and C. Between remaining 2 diagonally opposite corners of this quadrilateral, that means between point B and D, galvanometer is connected. Now, what is the purpose of galvanometer? Galvanometer is useful whether current flowing through the circuit or not. Now, here, suppose this cell sends a current R. This current will move through the circuit. At this point A, this current gets distributed into 2 parts. A current which flows along the path ABC, that current is represented by letter I1. And the current which is flowing along the path ADC, that current is represented by letter I2. Now, according to Westone's network, we are going to find out the balancing condition or null condition of this network. Now, as per the basic rule of electrical circuit, along the path ABC and along the path ADC, electric potential goes on decreasing from point A to C. That means at point A, electric potential is large. As we move along this path towards the point C, then that potential goes on decreasing. That means at point C, electric potential is small as compared to the potential at point A. Now, along the point ADC, there is one point D. That point, it is an equipotential point as compared to the point B along the path ABC. That when such condition happens, that means when we got such equipotential point, then we can say that that network is balanced, because in that condition current doesn't flow through the galvanometer because these 2 points are equipotential point. Now we'll see. For that, again we are using Kirchhoff's second law, that means for closed loop. For closed loop A, B, D, A. A, B, D, A. What we can write? Now for this path A to B, current is flowing from point A to B and loop is also tracing from point A to B. Then what we can say that product on current and resistance should be negative, that is minus I1 into R1 is equal minus I1 into R1. Now for this path B to D, here capital G is the resistance of galvanometer, but we know that these 2 points are equipotential point, therefore current doesn't flow through this path. That means here current 0 and resistance Z, this means. Then from point D to A, what we can say that current is flowing from A to D and loop is tracing from D to A, that means both are opposite in direction. Then in that case the product of current and resistance should be positive, that means we can write I2 into R3 is equal to 0. If we rearrange the terms, we can write minus I1 into R1 is equal to minus I2 into R3, and finally we can write I1 into R1 is equal to I2 into R3. Give it equation number here too. This is equation number 1. Now for this closed loop, we got equation I1 into R1 is equal to I2 into R3. Now for closed loop, BDCB, what we can write? We are going to make the electric equation. Now from point B to D, these 2 points are equipotential points, and then we can say that that network is balanced. Then here current 0, resistance capital G. If these 2 points are equipotential point, then current doesn't flow through this galvanometer, therefore plot of resistance and current, that means we can write 0 into Z. Now for this path DC, then current is flowing from point D to C, and loop is also tracing from point D to C, that means product of current and resistance should be negative, that means minus I2 into R4. Now for this path, current is flowing from B to C, loop is tracing from C to B, both are in the opposite direction, therefore product of resistance and current should be positive, that means plus I1 into R2 is equal to 0, that means 0 into Z, 0, then minus I2 into R4 is equal to minus I1 into R2, therefore we can write I2 into R4 is equal to I1 into R2, or indirectly we can write I1 into R2 is equal to I2 into R4, give it equation number 3. That means up to equation 2 what we got? I1 into R1 is equal to I2 into R3. From equation 3 what we got? I1 into R2 is equal to I2 into R4. Then after dividing equation 2 by 4, we get, if we divide equation 2 by 4, what we can write? I1 into R1 divided by I1 into R2 is equal to, here I2 into R3 divided by I2 into R4. These get cancelled, that is finally we get R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Equation number 4. That means if point B and D are equipotential point, and if these 4 resistors are connected as per the circuit diagram, then we can say that if these 2 points are equipotential point, then network is said to be balanced, and if these 2 points are equipotential point, then we can write R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Converse statement we can make in this way: if for this circuit diagram, if R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4, then that network is said to be balanced network. That is nothing but the null condition of this network. Then point B and D are equipotential point. This is total about the Weisstone's network. That means by using this Weisstone's network, we can find out the value of current, resistance and potential difference. It's okay. It is about the Weisstone's network.